Are we gonna have like a blooper?
Yeah, we might have to put it right here. Welcome back, everybody, to episode 2 now of Rudy's Records. We are back with another episode. It is me, and I have the wonderful Rodolfo with me again here today, the Mr. Rudy himself of Rudy's Records.
Hi, guys.
So we are here today. We have a fun little episode 2 for you guys. We are going to be doing our top 10 favorite albums. We have them here with us. But before we get into that stuff, I was going to talk to you about what you've been listening to recently.
Recently, I've been listening to Steely Dan, The Royal Scam.
We've thrown it on. I actually don't think I've heard a lot of this album, but it's very good.
It's a really, really good album. Kid Charlemagne is one of the really, really
I've heard
more
that
popular
before.
songs.
I don't think I've ever heard this song.
Don't Take Me Alive is a really good song.
Yeah.
And The Royal Scam, the title song. But I really like the entire album. I just play it all the way through.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, this album looks really good. I haven't heard The Royal Scam before. This is a really good song we've been listening to so far as we were getting started. I've been listening to the same stuff, a lot of stuff that I'm actually going to talk about in our top 10, so I don't really have too much to say about my recent listening. Recent listening has been more of this album. My favorite band dropped brand new album, Never Know by the Kooks. I have it, a signed copy, straight from England. We got shipped here. So we're going to open this today in a little bit. And I'm super duper excited for it.
They shipped it from across the pond?
Yeah, dude. The tracking number had Royal Mail on it. I had to go to some UK website.
Royal Mail?
Yeah, it was called a Royal Mail. So that was where I had to go to get my package of this record from the UK. But we wanted to talk about a record that we talked about last time on the podcast, the Some Girls record by the Rolling Stones, because I remember I told you how I had that record, and I'm pretty sure it was the one with the cutouts on it, copy of Some Girls here with the cutouts and everything, so you can see it.
Yep.
So Rodolfo checked it. He confirmed this is, what is it? Is it a first pressing? Is that what
it's
you said?
It's a first pressing. I believe it's 1978.
And like I said last time, we got this my mom got this for me for $4 at a thrift store or something like that.
That's a treasure.
That is a pretty rad find.
That is a really, really good deal for $4.
Sweet too. And
collector's item.
Such an amazing album that we were talking about last time. So yeah, I got your confirmation. That's an actual first pressing. That's pretty awesome. Yeah. I never had it first pressing before. But now, I think we're going to unbox this wonderful album, Kooks Never Know. It came out recently. I'm going to play you a song.
Go for it.
From it. So this is my favorite band of all time. They're like a British, they're kind of indie rock kind of band. This is my favorite song off the album. But yeah, the album's called Never Know. This song is called Tough at the Top. This is my favorite song on the album. They're coming on the UK or a US tour this summer, so hopefully.
Are you gonna go see them?
I kind of want to. They're not gonna come here. They never. I feel like British bands never come here. They all just go to LA or Texas. So I'm probably gonna go see them in LA or something. Whoa! Almost fell out of my chair. I got too excited. But yeah. So on the cover we got the lead singer Luke, who signed the front. Here it is in the flesh. Pretty awesome. And then Hugh Harris, the guitar player.
That is badass.
That is pretty awesome. I think I have another signed album by them. I'm trying to remember. I might have it. I don't remember if I brought it or not. It's their debut album. I think I also have a signed version of that one. Oh, it's a red vinyl. Check that out.
Red vinyl is good. It really, really looks good when it's on the turntable.
Yeah.
When did the Kooks come out?
They came out so they formed in 2003, and then their first single came out in 2005. First album was 2006, and it will be my number one album on. A little foreshadowing. It'll be my number one album on my top 10 list that we're about to do.
Nice.
But to get into it, so that was pretty awesome. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Pretty cool. It's got all the obviously credits on the sleeve and everything like that.
I don't have a signed album by anybody.
You don't have any signed albums?
No,
I have a few.
I could sign up with my own name, but that really won't be.
Yeah, I have a couple of signed albums. I think I brought some for us.
Will you
today.
sign my album?
Yeah, I'll sign your album, dude. I'm going to make an album, and then I'll sign it and bring it to you.
All right, you got it.
All right. Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
That is very cool.
The signed Kooks album. Favorite band of all time, so obviously pretty
So we find out that you have a first pressing Rolling Stone Some Girl, and you have a signed Kooks album.
Yeah, pretty
which
awesome.
came from
I also got a shirt. I didn't wear it, but I
Nice.
got a cool. It came with. I got a cool white shirt with it. But yeah, so the main thing I wanted to do today was do our top 10 albums of all time list. So I was thinking we would do like number 10s. We would do both of our number 10s, then go down number 9, number 8, so forth, until we get to our number 1 album. So, do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first? I would like you to go first. You want me to go first? Okay, let me find it. We have the list up here. You can't see it on screen. So, here we go. My number 10 album of all time on my slot is Pyromania by Def Leppard. I was actually talking to Kayla in the car about this because I was listening to another band that does what Def Leppard does. So I just love the harmonies on this album throughout all the songs. I think I love every single song on this album.
That's the third album, correct?
Front to back, yes. Third album out of Def Leppard. I mean, yeah, it's just start to finish amazing. I think there are some really underrated songs on here too. Like Billy's Got a Gun, I think is a really good song. That's actually probably the song I'm gonna put on.
Go for it.
For this selection. But yeah, what do you think of Pyromania by Def Leppard? I know you like Def Leppard a little bit, but what do you think about this album?
I believe Pyromania was the first album that I got from them.
Yeah.
But it's not the first album that I heard from them. I actually heard the first Def Leppard album. What is it? On Through the Night?
Yep. On Through the Night.
That one was okay, but I thought that High and Dry was a lot better.
Yeah, High and Dry. If you actually look at my honorable mentions, my maybes, High and Dry is on there.
So High and Dry is probably my favorite album from Def Leppard, along with Hysteria. And while I'm not a big, like super huge Def Leppard fan,
you think this was 83?
1983, yeah.
Like this actual record though?
Yeah. 1983. That's when it came out.
Yeah, no, I know that's when it came out, but like, do you think this is actual 1983 copy of it?
When did you get it?
I think I got it from, from like a convention or something. Yeah.
Oh, the convention that you and I went to?
I think so.
Yeah, because that's when the original album came out. Yeah. Now, if it doesn't have a more recent date, then it's not a remastered copy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I was like, maybe it is an actual 1983 copy, which is pretty awesome.
1983 copy, yeah.
That's pretty rad. But yeah, I love this album, front to back, amazing. Like Too Late for Love, Foolin'. Yeah, Foolin'. All those songs I think are all amazing. This album to me, number 10 on my list. Again, just one of my favorite albums of all time. Nice. But Rodolfo, your number 10 album, please. What is yours? We got it right here.
Okay, so my top 10, and it was really hard to decide because I was actually thinking of maybe putting this album up a little bit higher, but it's going to be Golden Earring.
Yeah, remember, yeah,
Moon Tan. Okay, this is the American release. Contrary to popular belief,
what song do you want to put on from that album? Sorry to cut you off, but
the song that everybody knows on this album is Golden Earring, but they do have more than one. They do have more songs in Golden Earring, more songs in Radar Love and Twilight Zone. But we'll put it on just for shits and giggles.
All right, just to get. Yeah, I've never heard this before, so if you start with the most famous one, we'll see if you can get me with it. But yeah, talk to me about why you like this album. I see it's only, what is it, 5 songs?
5 songs. So
wow.
Golden Earring is a rock prog band. Believe they are from New Zealand.
Okay.
Dutch. They're Dutch.
Dutch, yeah, right here. Dutch rock band founded in 1961.
Yeah.
This album came out in 73.
Yeah. Wow. This album came out in 1973. I heard this album for the very, very first time in 1978. When I was still in El Paso, I had my neighbor. We used to smoke weed together. And, and he's the one that asked me, hey, have you ever heard of Golden Earring? And I said, no. Hey, you need to buy an album from them called Moontan, okay? And then I said, well, do you have that album? And he said, yeah, I do. I said, well, can I borrow it? Yeah, I really, really liked it. This is the only song I had heard from Golden Earring at the time. So that's, so I thought, oh, that's a great album. But it's got 5 songs. It starts off with this song, and then it goes into Candy's Going Bad. and then the Vanilla Queen. Okay, Vanilla Queen is a long. I believe it's around 9 minutes long.
Yeah, 9:21 it says.
Yeah, it really goes into like separate pieces, and that's what I like because it's good prog, but it's not like Genesis prog, which is like very strange.
Yeah.
Especially like Foxtrot, Genesis. It's like really, really strange.
Yeah, I've never been big into prog and like Genesis and that.
They do have some great songs, but that's a different conversation.
Yeah, I know, right?
So, but and then there's 2 songs on side 2. So Big Trees, Blue Seas. That's my favorite side. Okay.
Really?
So the 2 songs, they're both about 8 minutes long. Barry Hay, the singer, he actually plays flute in this song. Okay. It starts off like this, goes into some music, some words, and it just goes into a long, like, progressive, like in your face. There's flute, and you can hear the flute right here, and it's really, really cool. It really sounds good. And then he sings.
I've never heard Golden Earring before this.
Yeah. They toured America, I believe, in 1982, 83, when they came out with an album called Cut. The album Cut has the song Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
They toured with that album, and they did really, really well. But then they just like kind of focus on staying on their side of the world. They didn't do very many U.S. tours.
Yeah.
I wish they would have. I think that I don't think they got enough recognition in the States. They're very famous overseas to this day.
Yeah.
But they never got other than Radar Love and Twilight Zone, they never really got the fame that they could have gotten.
The recognition that they deserve.
Their recognition, yeah.
Yeah, no, this is really good.
This is where it starts, like right here.
Uh-huh.
It just kind of goes like in a...
Oh, okay, yeah, I see.
Yeah. So...
Oh, it like really slows down.
Yeah. And then right here, you're going to hear the flute right here. Look. It's really, really cool. And I really hope we can get a playlist, for the people that want to listen to this.
Oh yeah, we'll get one.
So,
I'll have that one in the description this time. I promise.
That way they can really, really like our listeners can hear and feel what we're feeling right now. Like, just listen to the music and just let it carry you. It's a really good it's a really good album. I really enjoy it.
Yeah. Very spiritual, this Golden Earring album. Oh my god, my next one. It's such a change of pace. I feel like we're gonna go so back and forth.
It's okay.
It's like I feel like it's gonna be good.
It's your podcast. You can do whatever you want.
No, I feel like it's gonna be good. Oh, I messed the screen up. There we go. All right, good enough. My number 9 album I have here. This is by a band called The Night Cafe. It's called 0151, but it's very much so like what song should I play? It's always such a good question of what song should I even play. I'm gonna do. We'll do this one. All right, so this is it came out in 2019, so it's very recent. This is more like when I was in high school album, and it's very like kind of a light flow, but it's kind of quick. You hear the guitars, and it's very like jazz influence. These guys are from the UK. Unfortunately, like I think their singer just passed away, but yeah, they're really big in the UK.
The singer passed away?
Yeah, I think it was recently.
Like recently? Of what?
Yeah,
what happened?
I don't have no idea. They didn't really say. Yeah, but they haven't made any music since then, so hope all is
rest
good
in
there.
peace.
Yeah,
Man.
Rest in peace to him for sure. Because like these guys were one of my favorites, and I remember when this EP came out too, "Get Away from the Feeling." Yeah, and it's very like bass influences. You see, it's kind of soft, but the guitar is a little bit kind of drives you. It's kind of like
it just keeps going.
Yeah. And it's very like jazzy, like I said, very like kind of smooth jazz.
I like jazz.
Yeah.
I think that's why I like Steely Dan so much.
Yeah.
Because they have that jazz sound to
Exactly.
them.
Yeah, like this, you kind of hear it gets a little faster.
Yeah, this actually sounds really good. I've never heard of them.
This whole album sounds like this. I think it's so good. I have it here. Kayla actually bought this album for me. I think for Christmas one year. I think it was actually my birthday, but she actually got this for me at Zia. Oh my god, there's so many good albums I'm looking at as I'm flowing through these, and I'm getting excited to talk about other ones.
Yeah, you and me both. Yeah, this actually sounds nice.
Yeah.
It's got a good feel to it.
Yeah, but this is it. Oh, 0151. It's got lyrics in here.
Nice.
It's a 2-disc. So
Can
pretty
they
awesome.
Can they see the cover so
Yeah.
they can see what it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Check it out.
This
It says
thing
it's good stuff,
is
man.
Yeah, pretty much. Side B is probably my favorite on the second album, or on the first disc. But yeah, this whole album is amazing, start to finish.
It's got it. I like the way this sounds.
Yeah,
it's nice.
and a lot of their stuff sounds like this. This is their only album.
That's the only album they ever
yeah,
made.
that's the only album they ever made. So
Is that because the singer passed away?
I just
or-
so they haven't made any music since 2021, and this stuff was like okay. It wasn't as good as the previous first album, but
yeah.
But yeah, so really good album, this one. Your next one though, this is by a band. This is one of my not so favorite bands, Rodolfo, that we're going into here.
Okay.
We have got A Farewell to Kings by Rush.
Okay. A Farewell to Kings by Rush. Right here.
Woo.
In the last podcast, we were talking about Rush, and this is the album that this was the first album that I bought from Rush. To me, it's always been one of my favorite, even though the Rush fans will
What song
say
would you
that
like to play from this album?
we can put A Farewell to Kings.
All right.
Everybody knows Closer to the Heart.
Okay.
Okay, that's the most famous song on the album. But I've always liked this album. I don't think it gets the recognition that it should.
Yeah, again,
but,
another one. I've never heard of this album either.
You know, but for the Rush fans, the Rush fans will, hey, you know, that's a great album. That's a great album. You know, this album, you know, it's got some really, really good songs. It's got some long songs. It was released right after 2112.
Yeah.
This is
really? This was after 2112?
This is the album right after 2112,
Wow, okay.
1977.
So did it kind of not? Do people not think of it as good as it was because it came after such a good album like 2112? You think?
Yeah, well, you know how when you have such a breakthrough album, it's kind of hard to top that, you know.
Yeah.
But when this album came out, Rush started experimenting more with like keyboards, synthesizers, and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas 2112 is more, it's just rock. Okay, it's a story. The entire first side, and this is a story. It actually starts with this album, and it runs into Hemispheres.
Okay.
Which is the album that comes after this.
Yep. A 4-song out, an 18-minute song.
Yeah, Hemispheres. That's the very first song, and that's actually the continuation from Cygnus X1, which is the last song on this album. Okay. And
So is that just the whole first side?
Hemispheres? Yeah, that's the entire first side.
Oh my god.
Cygnus X1. So there's 4 songs on side 2. Cygnus X1 is the longest song. It's about 9 minutes long. I would recommend, if you do like Rush, or you think you like Rush, or if you don't know if you like Rush, check this album out. I think you'll enjoy it. It's a good album.
I think it's starting to pick up again. I don't like Geddy Lee's voice, so
Yeah.
I can't get into it. But like the music when it started to kick up was really good. And Neil Peart's obviously he's amazing.
The music is really good. Alex Lifeson is a very, very underrated guitar player. I think he's amazing.
I'll always give credit to Neil Peart.
And Neil Peart, the drummer. I mean, he's amazing, man.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead and switch gears completely.
Let's go for it.
Into my number 8 album, which you actually were with me when I finally found the vinyl for this album. Look what the cat dragged in my poison. Let me grab it. Oh, here we go. It's at the top. Perfect. This guy, I was at the record store with Rodolfo when we got this. Again, like I said last time, guys, I'm a glam sucker, okay? I love this stuff. And yeah, this album for me, from start to finish, is amazing. Kicks off this whole side, again, from the back. Like, look what the cat dragged in. Talk to me. I saw them play it live. I was thankful I got to saw them play a lot of these songs live. Stadium tour with Motley Crue and Def Leppard. So, and they were actually really good. CC did a Eddie Van Halen solo of Eruption, and it was pretty cool.
It was good?
Yeah, it was really good. And I had a lot of fun at that concert. But yeah, I really like this album. I don't know, it just feels very like, it's pretty heavy for a glam album. Pretty heavy for a glam album, I would say. And
what year did this come out in?
This was 86.
1986?
Yeah, this is their debut. But yeah, do you really like, are you a big Poison person? Do you like Poison?
You know what? So I was not a very big Poison, but then I saw a concert from them a while back.
Yeah.
Well, not a while back, but like years ago on YouTube, and they were a really good live band.
Yeah, they're really good live.
So whether I might not be like a great fan of their like vinyl, they're a concert band.
Yeah.
Okay, but but I do like them more now than I did before. I've always liked Every Rose Has its Thorn.
Yeah.
But I guess that's the song that everybody knows.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like the Stairway to Heaven for them.
Exactly.
You know? But it is a good song.
Yeah. And yeah, Open Up and Say Ah was the follow. Oh, sorry, I'm like talking into that album. Open Up and Say Ah. Wow, I can't talk. Was the follow up to this album. That was a really good album too. Every Rose Has its Thorn. Songs like that were really good. Alrighty, your next number 8 was Frampton Comes Alive by Peter Frampton. You laughed when you told me this one. Why did you laugh when you said that?
Frampton Comes Alive.
Yeah.
1976.
This album is amazing.
This album is amazing. So it's funny.
What song would you like, sir?
Wow. Something's Happening, Doobie Wah, Show Me the Way.
Which one is it?
Lines on My Face.
That
Do
the
You
one?
Feel Like We Do? Side 4. Shine On. The entire album is just
really good.
Fucking kick ass.
It's so good.
I got this album in 1976.
What should I throw on here?
Huh?
What should I throw on for the...
Hell, man, you can throw Lines on My Face.
Lines on My Face? All right.
And funny story. So,
this album is the one that like made him famous, basically.
When I was in my teens,
Mm-hmm.
and I was still living in El Paso, I was still in junior high. I went to a record store. It was called a record shop. Yeah, that's a
Back when they had those.
yeah, and it was in downtown El Paso. Okay, and there was a pizza shop right next to it. So I went and I had a slice of pizza, and then I went to the record store, and I bought 3 albums. That day. So I bought Frampton Comes Alive. Okay, it had just come out. Okay, and then I bought Kiss Alive, which had just come out.
You bought like 2 of the best live albums ever in the same day.
But hold on, let me take that back. It had not just come out. Destroyer had just come out. Okay, but I wanted Kiss Alive for myself, so I bought Frampton Comes Alive. I bought Kiss Alive, and I bought Destroyer.
Wow.
I bought Destroyer.
That's a great haul.
I bought Destroyer for a girl that I used to like. Her name was Janette Lujan. I used to have a major ass crush on her in school. God, I love that girl. And
You're gonna give her the album?
I gave her Destroyer. Okay.
Did she give it back?
Huh?
Did she give it back?
No.
Oh,
no,
shit.
no. We weren't like dating or anything. I just she was a good friend and I liked her and I bought that and I told her, here. Okay, and she really, really liked it. Okay, I wish she would have given it back, but yeah, that's
that song is so good.
that's a story from about these albums. But Frampton Comes Alive, so it's one of those albums that always, I don't care how many times I've heard it, it's always good.
Yeah,
And
it's always good every time.
Whenever I'm at home and I'm listening to music and I'm having some drinks and I start having more drinks and more drinks, I usually always close out the night with side 4, Lines on My Face, show and Do You Feel Like We Do?
Yeah,
It's a really, really good album. I think, in my opinion, I think it's a perfect live album. It captures Peter Frampton in his prime. I don't think he could have done any better than he did.
He never did.
Album, okay?
He never did better than this album.
He came out with I Mean You right after this, which you can never compare.
He made great stuff, just never as good as this.
He was just this album was just, everything about it was just captured so good. It was just produced so well. Okay, that. It's a great album. So and I think if you don't like Peter Frampton Comes Alive, I think you're missing out on something.
Yeah, you are. You actually really are.
Very, very good album.
Yeah. My number 7, another UK rock band for me.
Wow. Oh, Frampton is from the UK also. So
yeah.
I'll just throw that out there.
So this album, I have actually in my hand, this is the deluxe album, also signed by the band, also shipped to me from the UK, Rodolfo, and you can tell because it got, like, fucked up on its way.
Whoa, what happened, man?
I don't know, it came to me like this. Got
damage on the ship?
Yeah, it came to me like this. All fucked up. I should ask for a refund or something, dude. But I didn't, but this album is amazing. This is a band called Hunna, their debut album called 100. This band to me is amazing. This is their probably most famous song ever. She's Casual on the first album.
Tell me about them. I've never heard.
So they came out. This album came out in 2016. It's front to back amazing. I think probably one of the best rock bands or rock albums of like this decade. And not a lot of people know about them. They've also kind of recently kind of died off. They kind of started making like punk music. So they went from like this to punk music kind of lately, and it's not terrible. It's more like pop punk. It's more like, it's not like Sex
what do
Pistols.
you prefer?
Like
you prefer, obviously, you prefer something like this.
Yeah,
right?
I prefer their music like this 100%. Their first 2 albums and even their third album was really good. I had their third album signed and their second album signed too.
You got a lot of signed albums.
Yeah,
man.
I do.
That's awesome.
But yeah, no, this album is amazing. I want to go see them live really bad. Haven't gotten to do it again. It sucks because I like all these bands from the UK and they never fucking come here. And it sucks. But yeah, this album is amazing. Start to finish. I can actually, if you like handed me my guitar right now, I could probably play this whole album.
Great.
Back to front. Front to back.
Maybe we could do a podcast on that.
Yeah, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jaren's guitar.
Yeah, pretty much. Because I could probably do it. Amazing song. Bad For You, Coming Home, all amazing songs. So this one I actually have in my hand is the deluxe edition, like I said. I'll find it, which I think it's cool they did the deluxe edition vinyl.
So do you think the reason that they don't come, they don't tour in the U.S., you think it's because of their visas? Or not enough people here in the States know them?
Yeah.
And it's expensive to carry a tour or across
it
overseas.
Really is. They come and support sometimes, but it's just like them. They're at the discretion of who they're coming to tour with. They're not really making their own tour. So and not a lot of people listen to rock music here, especially new rock music. I feel like in Phoenix it's very much older rock music.
Well, and Phoenix has a lot of there's a lot of people. There's so many bands that do come and stop by here. Um, Hell of a lot more than I used to get when I still lived back in Texas.
Yeah.
Well, in El Paso at least.
Yeah.
If I lived anywhere else in Texas, we
You live
get
in
them as
Dallas,
much,
they might have went there.
Yeah, Dallas, Houston,
Yeah.
Austin, they would have all gone there. But maybe that's a reason why, and they don't they haven't come here. Is sometimes it's the visas, it's the cost,
So unfortunately, they're not going to come here. But Rodolfo, your number 7 album, Ted Nugent by Ted Nugent. I'm going to throw this one on.
Oh yeah.
Obviously,
We'll
I know
do
this
that.
one. I know Stormtroopin'. This album is also amazing.
Yeah. So
Whether you like Ted Nugent or not, this album is pretty great.
So
Ted
I
Nugent's
like Ted
self-titled.
Nugent. I don't like Ted Nugent. I like Ted Nugent. I like his music.
Yeah, I don't like him as a
Okay,
person.
I don't like his politics.
Yeah.
And I'm not
I
going to
hate
talk
when-
about politics. But music-wise, this is a great album to me. This is my very favorite Ted Nugent album. It came right after he left the Ted Nugent and the Amboy Dukes. So it's kind of like his self-titled album. Stormtroopin', Stranglehold, Hey You, Just What the Doctor
Hey
Ordered,
You, my God.
Snakeskin Cowboys. The entire album from start to finish just totally rocks.
It's
ass.
amazing. Yeah, this one from start to finish.
If and everybody has heard Cat Scratch Fever from Ted Nugent, I'm sure. I think a lot of people know this song, Stranglehold.
Motor
from
City
Ted Nugent.
Madhouse. Oh my
But
God.
Motor City Madhouse, that's on this album also.
Great album.
I recommend you get this album and you listen to it at maximum volume.
Yeah, absolutely. This song kicking it off? Absolutely.
It's a fucking kick-ass album, man. It's a very
doubt
old
about that.
album. You can see all the circles in it from... It's pretty old, man.
Yeah,
Okay? But, hey, it has stood the test of time.
it
And
has.
it still
it
sounds
has.
kick-ass. Other than the politics, I've always liked Ted Nugent.
Yeah.
A lot of people have turned away from Ted Nugent because of the politics,
Where did I put Appetite for
but
Destruction?
I am not going to stop listening to this album.
Yeah, no. I can always separate the music from the artist.
I try to I just listen to the music.
Yeah.
I listen to the words. okay?
Exactly.
But-
I'm with that as well.
Like it or not, there's not music like this anymore.
Yeah. These albums are amazing. Best of the best, I think. This album coming up, we have Never Mind the Bollocks. Here's the Sex Pistols by the Sex Pistols.
Another band from the UK.
Another
yeah.
UK band for Jaren. And after this, we have 2 more UK bands, and then 2 more after that. Never Mind the Bollocks, Sex Pistols. This album, and I've actually bought you this album, this vinyl, because this album is amazing. Again, obviously number 6 on my list.
Yeah.
One of my favorite albums of all time. What are your thoughts on this album? I think this is Sex Pistols at its peak.
I got that album when it came out.
Did you really?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
And my ex-wife, I don't know if she kept it or whatever.
No.
But yeah, it's a kick-ass album. Johnny Rotten, man, and a lot of people don't like the Sex Pistols because they say they just suck. And you know what? I think that a lot of times they did suck because Sid Vicious was always all fucked up.
Yeah, they aren't the best musicians. That's not the point, though.
But the point, I guess, as an album, that is a very, very good album.
Yeah.
It's hard, it's continuous. What are your thoughts on what they say about Sid Vicious, that he was faking, that he didn't really know how to play the guitar?
He
and
probably didn't.
And they had a stand-up bass player in the studio when they were making all their albums, and when they were having a concert, he was like pretty much just faking it. There was somebody backstage playing the bass for him.
I mean, I believe it. You know, like I wouldn't doubt it if it was true. I don't want it to be true, but I think it definitely could be.
Does it change your opinion of this album?
No.
It doesn't change mine either.
No, it doesn't change mine. Who cares?
Fuck,
it's fucking awesome music.
Great,
that's the
man.
point, is that it's good music. People are gonna say shit like that to like make you not want to like music and not like anything. Who gives a fuck what they think? Like, this music is great. That's what matters. I don't care who played it, who wrote it, who composed it.
I think the Sex Pistols
album.
would have been a lot more famous if they just weren't always all fucked up. Sid Vicious wasn't the fucking junk, man.
Yeah.
And his girlfriend Nancy.
Yeah, Nancy.
Yeah, so they were always all fucked up and stuff. And it's sad. He. It's a great song.
It's a great song.
It's a kick-ass
You know who does a
song.
good cover of this song? Joan Jett does a great cover.
Joan
of this
Jett
song.
does this song?
She does this song. It's really good. Pretty vacant.
Yeah. Hey, when the playlist comes out on this, guys, check it out, man.
Yeah.
It's a great fucking song. Man.
Great song. This song is.
It is a good fucking song, man. This is a really good album. My son Jace, he listened to it, and he listened to the Ramones. He thought the Ramones were okay. He listened to this. He didn't like this. And
No?
it's like, why? Why don't you like this? You know what the fucker said? He
What?
said they're too British. It's like, what? What do you mean too British? I just don't care for their sound, man. I don't like the singer. I don't like the way he's so. But I let him live under this house anyway, man.
Yeah,
And,
you're very gracious for that.
Hopefully, someday he will give it another chance, and maybe he'll like it. And if he doesn't, it's okay.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately,
You like what
if
you
I'm
like.
playing it, he's gonna have to listen to it anyway. So.
I always say you like what you like. You like
what you like, man.
Yeah, you don't like what you don't like. But what you like is your number 6 album, Who's Next by The Who.
Okay.
That is a great album. Great addition to throw into here.
So let me give you a little bit of. Oh, let me see if I can find it. So.
Great.
Right here,
What song would you like from this album, sir?
Let's start with Baba O'Reilly.
All right, man. Man.
This album came out in 1971.
1971. So good.
One of my ex-girlfriends got me into this album. Right before I started seeing my girlfriend that I got married to the first time. I'm gonna say her name. Her name's Patsy because she got me on this fucking album. So when she introduced me to this album, okay, it had the name Ray, and I asked her, "Who's Ray?"
She had another.
And then she said, "Ray is my dad."
Oh.
This is the kind of music that he listens to. Well, Ray, Patsy, thank you. This is a great album. This is one of my tops, okay? From start to finish. Baba O'Reilly, Bargain,
Behind
okay?
Blue Eyes,
Behind
Won't Get
Blue
Fooled
Eyes,
Again.
Won't Get Fooled Again.
Getting
Going
in
Mobile,
Tune.
Getting in Tune.
Bargain.
I mean, it's,
oh my god.
The Who were at their prime. I don't know what the fuck they were on when they made this album.
Probably a
but
lot
I
of
mean,
drugs.
it was amazing, and I'm very fortunate that because as much as I did listen to music and stuff, I had never really given the Who a chance. I never knew about them, and I don't know how. Because I mean, it's like I like Zeppelin, I like the Beatles, I like the Stones. So I mean, I like Deep Purple, I like Uriah Heep. So I liked a lot of the bands from England and stuff. It's like I don't know how it is that I had never heard them. And then when I heard this album, I said, "Oh, I've heard this song. Oh, I've heard this song." And it's like this is fucking great, man. Yeah.
Yeah. No, The Who. I remember my dad showed me The Who. And I remember listening to this song. We played Behind Blue Eyes. And then we played There we go.
The Who is they're finally
Pinball
so they're
Wizard.
calling it quits, man.
They are for real?
Yeah,
Oh my
they're
God.
calling it quits. They
Finally.
may or may not do another tour, but they haven't really been the Who, in my opinion, in a very, very long time. Keith Moon died 1979 after
Didn't
they made
Pete Townsend
Who's
leave
Next.
the band?
And then John Entwistle died, the bass player, fantastic fucking bass player. They were just coming on tour in the United States. My brother Nacho had just fucking graduated from the Institute of Phoenix, okay? And my brother Dan, as a graduation gift, gave him a ticket to go see the Who in Pennsylvania, which was the opening night of the tour.
Yeah.
Okay. And my brother Dan was going to go see him with Dacho, obviously.
Yeah.
And John Entwistle died the night before that fucking tour started, man.
Holy shit.
They say that it was his heart and stuff, but they also found a bunch of booze. They found a bunch of fucking cocaine. It was fucking sad, man, because it's like, fuck, man. It's like, yeah. It's tragic, man.
It sucks when stuff
tragic.
like that happens. I mean, it sucks like that when stuff like that happens to anyone, you know.
But if you don't know the
everyone
Who and you want to know the Who, I would recommend you listening to Who's Next.
Yeah.
It's a kick-ass album. If you don't
Yeah.
like it, well, maybe you need to get your ears checked.
Yeah. I agree. I love the Who. I think that album is amazing. From start to finish. My number 5, or I think I'm on number 5 now. Yeah, I'm right. Number 5. Another UK band. We're here. We're here again. Oasis, definitely, maybe. I mean, this album is to me peak Oasis. Debut album. Oasis is their best. And I mean, I could pick any song. I'm gonna go with Supersonic just because this is one of my favorite ones. This is more of like an actual kind of rock and roll song, so I like this one a lot.
These guys are Beatles fans.
Yeah, they love the Beatles. You hear it in their lyrics. They reference Yellow Submarine all the time in their music, stuff like that. I mean, Oasis is just a great band, but to me, this is their best. And yeah, this whole album, start to finish. I never really talked to you about Oasis. What do you what do you think of Oasis?
And I was going to ask you something. So I like Champagne Supernova.
Great song.
That's my great
song.
That's a great fucking song. So tell me, what is the name of the main guy? The Elam or something?
Liam Gallagher.
Yeah. So they're brothers, right? There's
Liam
brothers
and
in the
Noel.
band.
Yep, they're brothers.
So there was a lot of problems between Liam and the rest of the band. So Liam, so is he an asshole or
they're both assholes?
Like
man.
the brothers? So it was problems between the
it's
brothers.
Yes, it was mostly between the brothers. They were just
Okay.
assholes. Mainly Liam, but he's like, he's whatever.
So what was it? Do you think that it was because he just wanted to get more of the credit? Was it, you think maybe the stardom just kind of got to him?
I mean, yeah, the stardom got to them like immediately. Like this album, it seems like this album, them performing, this is their debut record. It seems like they already have the like arrogance kind of, and this is the album that made them famous. They weren't even famous making this album, so.
Okay.
I think like they've always been kind of that band where it's just the fame was too much.
Are they still together?
They're getting back together. They're going on tour. They're doing this gigantic stadium tour. They're only doing like 7 shows in America.
7 shows?
Yeah,
in
they're
America?
getting back together for the first time in like 20 years.
Wow.
15, I think. Well, what is this? 2025? They played. I think their last show they were like 2009, 2010 ish. I don't know for sure. I'm not 100%. Actually, I can Google it. I got a computer. But yeah, they haven't played together in a long time. And so they're getting back together. They're going to LA. I really want to go to the show in LA. I might look up tickets for it.
What have they been doing in the meantime?
They've both been doing, so 2008 was the last time they played together. So yeah, we're about 17 years since the last time they played together. Yeah, long time.
Long time to not share the stage with your brother, man.
Yeah, a long time. So they've both been doing solo stuff. So like Liam did his own thing, Noel had his own band, and they both kept making music. I don't really listen to any of their people in the UK listen to a lot of their like newer music.
Yeah.
I don't really listen to it. I'm not really a big fan of it. I think this Oasis stuff is the best stuff.
How many
they've ever
albums
done.
do they have?
They have a lot because they've made a ton. Both of them have. Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
Well, how many albums did they make under Oasis?
I think 5 or 6.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to say 5 or 6. We can.
So what is it with them and the Beatles? That they want to be like the Beatles?
They just want to be like them. Yeah, that's just like their idols clearly because they just reference them in a lot of songs and stuff like that. Maybe they had more than 6. Hold on, let's see. No, yeah, it looks like 6. I think I was right because this is their first one we're listening to right now. Definitely, maybe. Then their second album is obviously the one with Champagne Supernova.
If you wanted to get
Wonderwall.
somebody, if you know,
Be Here
there's a
Now.
listener out there that has
Standing on
never
the
heard Oasis before, and you want them to hear an album so they can become
chemistry.
familiar with it, which album would you recommend that they listen to?
That one's hard because I could either say definitely, maybe. If you're more of a rock kind of person, I would say listen to definitely, maybe. If you're more of kind of an everything, you like pop, you like kind of slower music, you like more acoustic stuff, listen to What's the Story? Morning Glory has this song on it. Has Champagne Supernova, like we just talked about. Has Hello, Roll With It. Don't Look Back in Anger, I think is really good too. Everything kind of after this, Be Here Now has some good songs. Standing on the Shoulders has some good songs, but everything kind of past 2002, and I don't really care for.
So it's their first 2 albums that you really like.
love those two. Yeah.
What do you think happened after the first 2 albums, man? That you don't really care for them.
Again, like, I think they were just kind of doing whatever they wanted. They're kind of just like, we made the great songs already. We're kind of just trying shit out. And it's still good music. I feel like people are gonna say that I'm wrong and that all that music is good, and I'm sure it is, but it just never really like got to me. I think it was kind of boring-ish compared to their old stuff. I think it kind of got a lot slower. It lost its edge a little bit, I think, for me, and so that's kind of why I stick to the first 2 albums.
Okay.
Because I don't know, I'm weird like that. I'm kind of like that with a lot of artists. Is
that the only album you have from them?
No, I have What's the Story? Morning Glory.
Really?
I think I actually have Be Here Now as well.
Bring it with you the next time.
Yeah,
I want to check it out.
We'll check it out next. All right, Rodolfo, we are back now with your number 5 album on your top 10 list. We've got Animals by Pink Floyd. We talked about this one a lot last week because it was in your first albums that you ever got.
Actually, it was. It wasn't the first album that I got from Pink Floyd, but it's the album that took me almost 2 years to actually get into.
Mm-hmm.
I like Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here, Dark Side of the Moon. I like Umaguma. I like More. I like Obscured by Clouds. Pink Floyd has so many different styles of music.
Yeah.
This album came out in 1977. The Wall came out after this album.
Mm-hmm.
To me, this is my very favorite Pink Floyd album. It's in my top albums, and it's just to me it's just a very, very good, very down to earth, very sincere album, very personal. And what I really, really like is that every time that I listen to it, I can really like I'm in it.
Yeah. Like you can really feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I haven't listened to this album. Like I said last week, I'm not a big Pink Floyd person. For me, it's just like it's too slow. I've been listening to this album for 90 seconds and nothing has happened. You know what I mean? Like that's how Pink Floyd is for me, man. Unfortunately, not saying they're bad or anything. Just that's how I think of them.
But what you would have to do is
finally
you would have to. So the 90 seconds is the introduction from Richard Wright, rest in peace.
Yeah.
The organ player. This album kind of goes into different sections.
Okay, it really picked up. Now it's getting good. I'm sorry, I talk shit.
In the middle of the song, Rick Wright goes into a Bible passage. That's why the song is called Sheep. And then it goes in, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but when he says, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He leadeth me." And he actually says that entire paragraph in the song, but it's like muffled and into the music. And it really, really sounds so kick-ass, man. The song that I always I listened to the entire album, but
I'm sorry.
it's like
I'm sorry for what I said. This has gotten amazing.
no,
This is really good.
Not at all. Pigs on the Wing. It's a very, very short song. Dogs, I believe it's like 17 minutes
17:5, yep.
Pigs, 3 different ones. Each song has like really, really good story. I would recommend that you listen to it. If you're not a big Pink Floyd fan, and I mean everybody knows Comfortably Numb.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Time. Money.
Everyone knows The Wall.
Everybody knows The Wall. The Wall has some songs that I really, really like. Overall, it's not one of my favorite. There's just too much Roger Waters on that.
Yeah.
And Roger Waters in the earlier albums, I cared for a lot more than I do on The Wall.
Yeah.
But all in all, I'm not gonna talk crap about it. I mean, it is Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Still, I would say best concert that I ever saw.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would like really give this album a chance. Take a gummy, check it out, man.
It's really picked up, but then like this, it kind of flows back down. And I'm not a big person into like the.
You being a guitar player, I would listen to the entire song from Dogs from start to finish.
Okay.
Great guitar work in that, man. Check it out, man. And
right,
you guys out there,
I will
man,
give it a try.
Yeah.
I'll come back next podcast. I will listen to this whole thing start to finish, and I'll tell you guys how it is.
You guys out there, if you like Pink Floyd or don't like Pink Floyd, or if you've heard this album and you haven't given it a chance, I recommend you put it on your turntable, man.
Yeah.
Check it out, man. It's a great album.
This song has actually gotten a lot better. Like when it was rocking and rolling, it was rocking and rolling. This song. Is Pink Floyd from the UK or are they from America?
They're from the UK.
UK?
A lot of UK tonight, man. Lots of UK.
Yeah. They're so good at making rock music, man. My next album, back again to the UK. Oh, I'm gonna throw this one on. This is kind of an underrated one on this album. This is AM. Have you ever heard of the Arctic Monkeys?
I have heard of them through you.
Through me? Okay. So yeah, these guys to me are really good. They're on par to me of like the Kooks is how good they are. They have their first 5 albums are really good. More recently, they've started to make like space lounge piano like music very kind of much, which I haven't really been into that as much. But their like rock and roll first 5 albums are amazing. This song Arabella is on the album that I have as my number 4 on my list. This is the one
Arctic
here.
Monkeys.
Yeah. This one, it's very like a 50s kind of bass and guitar and just drums and very like raw record in that sense. And I think it's amazing start to finish. Do I Want to Know is a song that people are going to know from this album. Are You Mine is another one as well. And more recently, like there's a lot of slower songs in this album too. Like I Want to Be Yours is one that has been kind of rising up the number 1 party anthem. A lot of songs on this album are really, really good. Yeah, I would actually say if I listen to Animals, you got to listen to this album, man.
Hey, deal, man.
Because this album,
to it.
I actually think, there are some albums where it's like, I know what you like. I think you would actually really fucking like this album.
All right.
If you actually sat down and listened to it.
I really think if you sat down and you listened to Animals, I think you would like Animals also.
We'll do a little swap here.
So we'll do a little swap, man.
All right.
I'll do yours and you do mine.
All right. Yeah. No, that's great. Because I actually think you would really, really enjoy this album if you listen to it start to finish.
It sounds good. It does sound good. I'm going to check it out.
It's not very long either. Only about 42 minutes, too. So not super long.
Oh, isn't that how long the Beatles played at Shea Stadium?
Yeah, that's how long their last concert was. So if you listen into AM, that's how long the Beatles played at Shea Stadium. Next album for you, Rodolfo, is this is a live album, isn't it? Strangers in the Night by UFO.
By UFO.
What song would you like from this album?
Let's listen to Rock Bottom.
Rock Bottom. All right. There it is. Another long one. You're a big fan of the long ones.
Huh?
You're a big fan of the long ones.
Oh, I'm a long player.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Deep Purple, man.
Yeah, that's true.
So
We'll get there in a little bit.
this is my very, 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 very favorite live album. It shows UFO from England in their prime.
They are English as well.
They are English. This has got my.
This is just a top 20. This is the top 20 UK list.
My very, very favorite lineup. So this album, to me, it's just it just captures a band at their prime. Michael Schenker, the brother of Rudolf Schenker from the Scorpions. Okay. So Michael Schenker, Rudolf Schenker, they were actually both in the Scorpions when they came out with their first album. Michael Schenker left to do solo, and he met with Phil Moog and Paul Raymond, which started UFO. This is actually the very last album that features Michael Schenker on the guitar. They got Paul Chapman and Michael Carpenter, I believe, after this album. This is recorded in Detroit and in Chicago.
Okay.
And it's just nonstop. It's rock. It's a guitar album. It just rocks. Okay.
This song is rocking so far.
Yeah.
Rock bottom.
It's a long song. It goes into a very long guitar solo. I like Michael Schenker. A lot. Really German good guy. You know.
Germans do have some good guitar players, man.
Oh yeah,
yeah. They kill it on the guitar players for sure.
He's Michael Schenker is one of my very, very favorite guitar players, alongside with David Gilmour, Richie Blackmore. You know, it's a great album. If you do like UFO, great for you. If you don't like UFO, well, check them out. Check out this album. You know.
This is really good.
Night. Yeah,
this will be in the playlist. Listen to this song, Rock Bottom.
Check it out. It's a great album. Rock Bottom, Love to Love, Only You Can Rock Me, Lights Out in London. I mean, everybody knows that fucking song, man. You know. Yeah. Check it out. It's a great album. I would also listen to Obsession, Phenomena, taken by Forces of Scorpions. Check it out, man. It's a good album.
Yeah, it's good. My number 3. Now we've entered the top 3. We've entered the podium. Our top 3 albums of all time.
They're from America.
America, straight out of LA. Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction, man. For me, this is the epitome of like LA, like rock and roll. This album, man. Again, a front to back, amazing album. We talked about this last time. We saw them together in concert.
We can talk about them tonight also.
Yeah, this is...
Hey, I already know Axel was late. He was 2 hours late. You don't need to tell me that.
Please don't tell us again, man. Yeah, this album to me just, again, peak of LA, peak of glam, peak of rock in the 80s. Like, just the absolute best 80s rock style album.
This is fucking badass.
Guns N' Roses, man, it's just so good. I think the original 5, Duff on the bass, obviously / Axel, Izzy and Adler. This is just Guns N' Roses at its best. This is just rock music at its best, I think, in my opinion at least. This is just such good fucking rock and roll. Now, seeing them now, what did you think they sounded like when we saw them live?
You know what? I like Guns N' Roses. I've known about them for a long time. I'm glad that I've gotten to see them a couple of times. Saw them with you. Saw them with my cousin and with my brother. They kicked ass, man. You know what? And what was so fucking kick ass is that when I saw them with you, and it's like, fuck, man. You know, they just fucking jammed out. When
they played for like 3 hours.
3 hours.
3 hours show.
I saw them at Cardinal Stadium. What is it? State Farm Stadium?
Yeah, State Farm Stadium,
They keep fucking changing the name, man. But anyway, so Zach Wild actually opened up for them, you know, and there was another band. I don't really remember which other band was there, but so Guns N' Roses actually took the stage about 9 o'clock. Okay,
Yeah.
and they fucking played, said good night at fucking midnight. Okay, their fucking encore started after midnight. They didn't get off the stage till about 12:45.
Wow.
They rocked. Okay, so for all you motherfuckers that fucking say that fucking Axl Rose is always fucking late, fuck you, man. All right, that's in the past. Live in the present, man. Okay, they're a good show band. They fucking kicked ass,
Oh my
man.
god, that's fucking
They rocked. It
awesome.
was fucking solid, man.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
in case you didn't know, Duff McKagan kicks ass. Okay, man.
He does kick ass.
It was a good show, man. It
Great
was a good
show.
fucking
I
show,
love
man.
GNR, man. Your number 3 album. Getting into your top 3 now. We got Rubber Soul
Rubber Soul
by the
man.
Beatles. What song would you like from this album?
You know what? I don't even think I need. You know what? Wow. You know what? I don't even need to show the picture, 'cause if you don't know what the cover of Rubber Soul looks
This
like.
is my favorite Rubber Soul song. What's your favorite?
This album, Nowhere Man, is probably my
Oh
very
my
very
god,
favorite.
yes.
But this album to me is when the Beatles, well, Revolver starting first. The Beatles were really starting to get each one of their members was like starting to come around in their own way.
Yeah.
They were like getting more creative.
Yeah.
They started around this time, 1966, is when they met the Maharishi, and they started like
Yep.
George Harrison had already learned how to play the sitar.
Yeah.
He was getting he was getting very into the meditation, relaxation, and stuff.
Yeah.
John Lennon was experimenting more with the psychedelics and the music. Paul McCartney was Paul McCartney, man. He's just like always like, hey, man, how does this sound and stuff.
Yeah.
And Ringo Starr was always, he was always a neutral one, man. He never took sides and stuff.
Yeah.
This is a really, really good album. This is when the Beatles stopped touring, man.
Yeah. Right about 65, they stopped touring in 66.
1966, yeah. They stopped touring. The precursor of which is to be what some consider the best album ever made, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. This is my very, very favorite album of the Beatles, man.
Matter of fact, as you say that, my number 2 album on my list, we got to start it from the top, is Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. I found this at Target. I'm pretty sure it was. I found this at Target. This guy. Oh, I get the peel's got a little. Cover's got a little peel on it. But yeah, this to me is my favorite personal Beatles album, man. This album to me, I mean, again, I've said it a lot of times tonight. Start to finish, front to back, amazing. The way it starts, I think, is just amazing with the double song back into With a Little Help from My Friends. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, Getting Better, Fixing a Hole. I could go on for days.
Man. When I'm 64, a day in the
64, oh my god.
Within You, Without
Lovely
You.
Rita.
Yeah, Lovely Rita.
Oh my god, yeah. This album is amazing. It's like a concept album. This is when they really started getting, like you said, they started getting crazy at this time period. Like you said last week, they changed with Revolver. I think they were completely changed with this album. Like they were completely like the flip of what we used to see from the Beatles.
By the time they got to this album, it's like they had
they had just completely changed,
Yeah.
right? That's how it was for me. And I think like they kind of perfected it. And yeah, this album to me, man, is so good. Like I said, with front to back, your number 2 album, and I've heard you listen to this band a lot, Grand Funk by Grand Funk Railroad, is your number 2 album.
right here.
That's a great.
This is
fucking
my
album.
second Yeah.
Grand Funk Railroad. We'll go ahead and throw on Inside Looking Out.
Grand Funk Railroad. This album came out December 29th. It came out on my birthday. It came
Did
out,
it really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
except,
awesome.
Except I was born in 62. This album came out December the 29th of 1969. This album is their second album, okay? Self-entitled Grand Funk. Came out 4 months after they released On Time, which is their first album.
So 4 months after their debut, this came out?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They were quick, too, with the albums.
Man.
Yeah.
They were very, very quick, man. They were, like, in the studio. They were rocking. They were touring. They had a lot of material. To me, it's just kick-ass. It rocks. Grand Funk Railroad is a very, very heavy bass band. Mel Shakar on the guitar, Mark Farner on the guitar, and the vocals, Don Brewer on the drums and vocals. You know, they just kick ass, man. It's blues, it's rock, it's in your face. It doesn't stop. It just keeps on. Fucking check it out, man.
Yeah.
It fucking rocks, man. It
Really
doesn't
good.
get old, man.
Yeah. This stuff is really good. I've never really listened to a lot of Grand Funk Railroad, but
You should.
I always, like, whenever you play them, I always take a good listen. I
play
really
them
good.
a lot, man.
Yeah,
I
that's what I was saying.
actually
I
do,
know
man.
them a lot because you play them a lot. And it's always good when you play them. But man, we're getting ready to unveil our number one album.
Oh, shit, man.
I will do the honors and go first.
You go first, man.
My number one album. We talked about this band earlier. We unboxed, opened their new
Cheers
album.
to your number one album.
Thank you, man.
Cheers.
Thank you with my Sonic drink. Number one album of all time, Inside In, Inside Out by the Kooks. This is their debut album. Came out January 23rd, 2006. It turns 20 next year, which is crazy to me. Oh my God, I could pick any of these wonderful, wonderful songs. We're going to go ahead and do, you know, because we're here with you, we're going to do their most famous song. This is their most famous song they ever made. Their biggest hit. It's called Naive. It was on this album. This album for me, this is the album that really got me into music. So I actually first heard about the Kooks. I was playing a soccer game, and one of their songs came on Around Town, which is on their fourth album. But I was like, man, that song is really good. I'm gonna check out this band. And I never really like listened to my own music before. I'd always listened to what my parents had ever played. And then when I finally started listening to my own music, I found them, and I was like, that's gonna be like the band that I listened to first. So I listened to this whole album, and it blew me away. I listened to it over and over again on repeat, started listening to their other albums, and that's kind of where like music for me started. So it's pretty sentimental. It's not the greatest album of all time, but for me, it's my favorite album of all time because it pretty much got me into music as it is.
This is the album that got you into music.
Pretty much, yeah. This is the music. This is the album that is responsible for all of this stuff here and all my record collection.
And that is
at my house.
That is all that matters, man. It's
yeah,
great, man.
This album started. Oh, I didn't even pull it out.
Let's see this cover so everybody out there can check it out.
You guys, I mean, I couldn't recommend this album anymore. This is the debut for members of the Kooks as well. They've changed lineups a lot since then. Luke and Hugh have always been there the whole time, but this is when they had their original drummer and their first ever bass player, Max. So this is just them at their peak. I think this album from front to back is amazing. My personal favorite album of all time.
Nice.
Nothing better in my opinion than this. But Rodolfo, not Machine Head, the band. I always forget stupid Machine Head. Your number one album of all time.
My number one album of all time.
And I'm pretty sure this is your favorite song, isn't it? Or is that not true?
Yep.
Yeah. You've told me this before. Highway
My very,
Star.
very favorite album, man.
I knew it was your favorite album
of all time.
And I knew this was your favorite
Deep
song.
Purple
You say it all the time.
Machine Head.
Yeah.
Deep Purple Machine Head. Okay? 1971, man. Recorded in Switzerland, man. After a Frank Zappa show. So the lyrics on Smoke on the Water, some stupid with a flare gun set the place to the ground. It really happened. So they were in Montrose, Switzerland, and Frank Zappa and the Mothers were playing a concert. And it just so happened that some fucker with a flare gun he fucking shot a fucking flare, man, in the fucking show.
In the concert? Yeah. Oh my God.
And he fucking burned the place to the ground, man. So they fucking had to stop the fucking show. That's where Deep Purple was supposed to record this album initially. They ended up recording this on the Rolling Stones mobile unit, man, on the Rolling Stones mobile recording unit.
Wow.
This album starts off with Machine Head, with Highway Star. This to me, this is Deep Purple in their prime, man.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know, it's got my favorite lineup. You know, Richie Blackmore, Ian Pace, Roger Glover, John Lord. You know, Ian Gillan on the vocals. This is the best lineup, man, for me, man.
I agree. This album is amazing. Obviously, Smoke on the Water is the big hit.
This album was introduced to me. That's another album that was introduced to me when I was 10 years old by my fucking religious cousins, man. And you know what, man? I am so grateful that they opened my eyes to this, because I mean, I don't know a whole hell of a lot of 10-year-olds that listen
to Deep Purple.
To this, man.
The Machine Head.
Yeah, this entire album from start to finish, man. You know, this is it, man, for me, man. Because I can listen.
This is your number one.
Highway Star, Maybe I'm a Leo. You know, Pictures of Home. You know, Lazy, Smoke on the Water, Space Truckin'. You know, hey. It doesn't get any better than this, man.
That is your number one,
That is my number one, man.
That is all of our top 10 albums for this episode. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you guys for the support on the last one, too. We appreciate it. We'll be back for episode 3. I'll listen to Animals by Pink Floyd. You'll listen to AM by the Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah, I'm going to.
We'll bring it back. We'll see what's going on.
The next show. And anybody out there needs a stereo system, hey, let me know what
call
the fuck
up
you
Rudy's
want, man.
Writers.
Give me a call.
Give us a
comment.
comment.
I will hook you up, man. You know
Let
what?
us know.
If you've never had a stereo system in your house and you like vinyl, man, and you want something, you know what? Give me a buzz. I will set you up. I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it to fucking spread the love, man.
Yep.
Let us know.
All right. That is it for episode 2 of Rudy's Records.
Good night, bud.
High five. Good
Got
job.
it, man.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
We'll see you guys later.